The following rhino rescue, enacted in the KZN Imfolozi Game Reserve, unfortunately ended in tears. Be sure to watch to the end. The day started off in the early hours with our friends Alan and Debbie Crawford. The viewing was good, when suddenly we rounded a corner to one of our favourite waterholes, only to find a large rhino lying in what had now turned into a mudhole. We stopped and waited to see if it would exit the waterhole, but all of a sudden it started to hammer its head on the edge of the bank, squealing at the same time. We thought it had got stuck in the mud and could not exit the waterhole. The rhino's partner stood nearby and then walked up and down, obviously anxious and stressed, as its mate could not get out of the mud. We became worried and then decided we would stay with the rhino while the Crawfords headed to the ULUNDI gate, where they would get a signal and be in a position to get help from the Parks Board. They then headed back to join us. About an hour later, Dr. Dave Cooper, the park's veterinarian, arrived with a number of helpers. Drugs and physical attempts were used to try to get the animal out, but were unsuccessful. Water was constantly poured over the back of the rhino as it was starting to get warm. Eventually a tractor arrived, which was maneuvered in such a position so that the rhino could be pulled out the mud. It took many attempts because the team had to make sure the legs of the rhino would not hook onto the edge of the mud hole. Once the rhino was removed from the hole, more water was used to cool it down, and 2 wounds were attended to. The injection to counter the sleeping drug was administered, and further attempts were used to try to get the rhino onto its feet. An attempt was even made to roll the rhino over, but this ended in a lot of discomfort to the rhino, who cried out in pain. Eventually the rhino was wide awake and made several attempts to get up, all of which were unsuccessful. Eventually the rhino found a comfortable position where it was left and once again watered down. We had to leave the scene as we were returning to Durban, having spent 6 hours watching the attempted rescue. The park officials also left, hoping that it may gain some strength and get up on its own. Being very concerned, we phoned Dr. Cooper the next day to find out how the rhino was doing. Dr. Cooper mentioned that just before sunset he found the rhino in the same position and decided to spend the night with it to ensure predators did not attack it. In the morning, however, the rhino was found dead. An autopsy was conducted, and it was found that the hole in its back penetrated right to its spine, which was the reason the rhino could not get up and accounted for the reason it was in such pain whenever an attempt was made to move it. The ways of the wild are sometimes hard to accept, but it is what it is. The bad news brought tears to my eyes, as it was always so sad to lose such a magnificent animal, having spent a good part of the day trying to mentally urge it onto its feet for so long a time. We hope you enjoyed this sad story. If you did, please give us a like and subscribe if you have not already done so. Thank you for watching.